Hello there. It's extremely hot, so I'm going to be suffering to make this video. So please give it a like, okay? Appreciate it. Please click that like button in honor of the sweat that has exited my body during this video. Okay, please. Hello, welcome to a video in which you may see my face. Incredible. Wow, it's been a while. I've had a lot of fun making animated videos, but the thing about them is they take a lot of time. I thought let's talk about Godzilla. Let's talk about that funky little big man. Let's talk about Godzilla, my sweet boy, because I decided some time ago to watch every single Godzilla movie, and I did it, and now I feel like a new person. I have Godzilla brain now. So I'm going to take you through my ranking of all the Godzilla movies from worst to best, and you can judge me. You can judge me. But first, two beautiful, important updates that you need to hear about. Number one, oh, check it out, I made it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right, I made Barcelona, no big deal. And the second thing is, check this out. Oh, that's an evil little princess. You can pre-order this fluffy, fuzzy child until the 20th of June. So, if you want one of these, my gorgeous evil bunnies, there's a link in the description and you can get one. And this bunny will haunt you and assist you in your crimes. So I recommend it. Oh, that's an evil bunny. That's an evil little bunny. I got a new phone, so now I can film on my phone, which, you know what, that's easier for me in my life. Imagine being this evil. You know, just imagine it. It's time to get into the real nuggets of this video. Godzilla. He's a creature. He's just a normal guy, just trying to live his life. And they made a lot of movies about that, so let's get into it. There are 36 Godzilla movies in total right now, and I've seen all of them and I have a lot of opinions. The thing is, Godzilla is real, and that's why they made so many movies about him and his body. Let's just take a moment to appreciate Godzilla's chunky body. If you have Godzilla opinions, please write to me at the address now shown on screen, and I will tear up your opinions and flush them down the toilet. Okay, so, oh, no, that helped. That was an artistic decision by me. Let's start with the very worst Godzilla movie, which I feel strongly to be the final of the anime trilogy from 2017 and 2018, respectively. So the final one, Godzilla the Planet Eater. You know, all three anime movies are among the worst. They have this 3D style, which I like to say has Ruby vibes, because it really has that, like, chunky, cel-shaded-y 3D look, and I'm like, you know, you could have done something other than that, and I would have enjoyed almost anything more as an art style. But I think, you know, they should go with, like, Wallace and Gromit plasticine style. Do that. That's what I want. That's what I want from Godzilla. Just a nice stop motion. But, yeah, they're all bad, but the first two are really mostly just kind of boring. I don't know how, the conceit of them all is that humans don't live on Earth anymore because Godzilla's there, and he just rules the planet, which, you know, that sounds pretty fun. That sounds like an interesting thing, and it's just like the most boring sci-fi imaginable. You don't really even see Godzilla doing anything for most of it. And the characters are super boring, but the third one, Godzilla the Planet Eater, is really among the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. There's like sexy tribal twins they both want to have sex with the main character, who is a bland noodle man. Great. Why? Why? They're kind of like the Mothra twins, but in the worst possible universe, where the Mothra twins are, they've just been born and they want to. It's bad, it's cringe. It's bad. Moving on, the number 35. The second worst actually is not one of the anime movies. I actually put it below the first two, which feels now to me harsh, but it's Godzilla 2000, Millennium. I found it so boring. It's boring. You called it Millennium and then you made it boring. They should have had like a hacker plot. They could have had, you know, Godzilla websites, Godzilla hackers. It's 2000. Come on, give me something. It just had boring vibes to me. I am sorry. Next up, 34 and 33 are Godzilla, Planet of the Monsters at 34, which is the first anime movie. So boring. How is it, again, just how do you have Godzilla rules the earth? And it's boring. It's very sad. It's very sad. And 33, Godzilla City on the Edge of Battle. I guess this was the best anime movie because it felt like a bit more dynamic, kind of felt a bit more like things are happening, but it was still boring. It was still boring. The plot still didn't really go anywhere. And I was like, alright, let's finish the anime movie so I can have watched all the Godzilla movies and then I don't have to deal with this anymore. And number 32. We're out of the anime zone now. I haven't seen Singular Point yet, as an aside, so I'm excited to actually see that sometime soon, because I've heard good things. 32 is, in fact, the second Godzilla movie that was ever made, Godzilla 𝓉𝒽𝒾𝓈. This was made right after Godzilla was made. They show some clips from the first movie, which is my favourite part.
Aye, that's your man. Quit it, Godzilla, you wee bastard.
And they just show some footage from the first movie. They're like, yeah, we got some footage of him. And I'm like, oh, did you? How did you do that? Very nice. But aside from that, just a boring movie. There's some interesting things in it. Like there's parts where there's like drunk guys singing, which is quite cool. That's a nice moment. And then at the end, you have like 15 solid minutes of just flying planes into a mountain so that they can get rocks to fall on Godzilla's head to trap Godzilla. And it's like the stupidest, like they're killing so many people to try and get some rocks to fall on Godzilla's head. And it goes on for so long, and you just see this shot after shot of planes going into the mountain, and you're like, why is any of this happening? Godzilla was minding his own business. What? Okay, number 31. Now we're getting right into the interesting stuff. At number 31, I have put All Monsters Attack from 1969. This movie is incredible. It is a clip show, essentially. It uses the plot of an earlier film, Son of Godzilla, where we see Godzilla's weird, goofy little kid, and it places that footage in this movie inside the dreams of a child. I think that could have been a great movie, but it was not. This movie is about how to deal with bullying, and Godzilla's son talks to the child with words, and it's like, okay, here's how to deal with bullying, and they just show like the footage from Son of Godzilla of him doing stuff with his dad. And then at the end, the kid who's, worried about bullying just like gets paint on a guy to impress his bully friends. And it's like, what message is this movie trying to send about bullying? That it's epic? that it's poggers? What happened to create this movie? I have a lot of questions, but my main question has been answered, which is, you know, is bullying poggers and cool? And the answer that this movie gave me was hell yes. Okay, number 30. This is the first American Godzilla on the list. Godzilla King of the Monsters. It's okay, but I've written on my Letterboxd ranking of these movies, this movie is about how my wife ruins everything. That's what the movie's about, don't worry about it. It has like a weird thing where like the ending of it really just made me be like, why? The whole conceit is about how Godzilla is actually like the king of the monsters, you know, the monarch of the Earth's monsters. And so then when the other monsters show up, which is cool, that's a cool thing about the movie, Mothra's there. It's cool to see Mothra, that's nice. But they show up and they bow to Godzilla, and that's how the movie ends. And I'm like, and they literally say in the movie they're like Godzilla has divine right to rule, and I'm like, what? This is like a monarchy? Come on. It's not. It's not good. And also, like, the main human character is a little military boy, and it just loses some of the fun character stuff that the previous American Godzilla movie with Bryan Cranston had. And it's just like, well, here's a military guy and his wife who, I don't know, who ruins everything. I don't know. 29. 𝓉𝒽𝒾𝓈, Horror of the Deep. This, you know, it just didn't interest me that much. A lot of this movie is just everybody waiting for Mothra to wake up. Mothra needs to wake up to come deal with the situation, and that is a theme in the Mothra movies that I do find a bit grating. Like, can we just give Mothra a break? Because all Mothra does is die. And I'm like, okay, relatable, understandable, but let Mothra thrive. Why can't Mothra just have a good time? Why does Mothra have to clear up after the other monsters, and why does Mothra not get to just chill? I want Mothra to chill and be cool. And in this movie, it's just a long movie of like, oh man, we gotta wake Mothra up. Mothra slept right through her alarm. Jeez, oh jeez. And 𝓉𝒽𝒾𝓈 does not excite me too much. He's a fun lobster, but it's just one of the Showa movies that is less interesting, I guess. Number 28. Godzilla vs. Destroyer. Now, I just didn't like Destroyer that much. I guess, like, I feel mixed about the way Destroyer, like, tries to kidnap Godzilla's child in this movie, because it's kind of the more interesting part of the movie, but also I'm just like, wow, don't do that, Destroyer. What you doing? Don't do that. Give him back his little baby. But yeah, the baby is the best part. We love Godzilla has another child. That's what I want. That's what I like. But still, this movie just, one of the more boring enemies to me. I know he's about destroying, because his name is Destroyer, but there could have been a little bit more to that for me. Don't really know what Destroyer is all about, honestly, and I want to know more, but I also don't care. So that's my vibe on Godzilla vs. Destroyer. Okay, 27, Godzilla Tokyo SOS. So this is one of the Millennium movies, and it has Mechagodzilla. I don't even remember what even happened in this movie. But I have written here, I think Mechagodzilla should give an interview to Oprah about what the hell went on in this movie. Let me just, yeah, at this point with the Millennium movies, I just feel like they're so sludgy, and this one is the most sludgy. I did like seeing the fairies, the Mothra twins. They're good. And we get to see Mothra's larvae chomp on Godzilla's tail, so it's pretty cool, but it felt fuzzy to me. It bored me. And it, you know, you have Mechagodzilla and you have the twins and you have Mothra. And you bore me? You bore me. I'm gonna just remind you of the bunny at this point. Oh, remember that? Yeah, you can take this t-shirt off too. If you really wanted to, you could just get that right off. Oh, scandalous. 26, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. I've written, I love the baby, but not much else. I guess it's interesting, there's quite a few Mechagodzilla instances where they don't really use Mechagodzilla in a very interesting way, so I don't like the movie that much. Sorry, it's such a shame because Mechagodzilla is so great and so cool and so fun, but you know that some of the other movies have aliens who reveal that they have monkey faces and stuff. You know, you're just not really going for it with this in the way that you could be. And so I'm like, okay, well, you gave me a baby Godzilla, so thanks for that, but I did want more. I'm sorry, okay? I'm demanding. Give me 2 babies, and then it would be 5 stars. 25, Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. Why can't Mechagodzilla do something more cool and fun? However, there's some fun stuff in these Millennium movies where they start to imply that Mechagodzilla now has free will, which is interesting. A guy gets trapped inside Mechagodzilla, and he's like, okay, this is fine, I'll sacrifice myself to save humanity. And then Mechagodzilla leaves him like LCD screen messages where he's like, okay, see you later. And like eject him. There's some good stuff in here. Number 24, Godzilla, the infamous 1998 Godzilla. Now, a lot of people really hate this movie. I like it. I give it a 3. I like it. I'm sorry, okay? I love it. In fact, I love it. I would watch it 1,000 times. There's something about Matthew Broderick where if Matthew Broderick is in a movie, I'm like having a good time. I know I'm gonna have a good time. I like to see his little face. And in this movie, he's a guy who loves worms. So, I mean, immediately, I'm on board. I like his character in this movie. He's just like a cute, unassuming worm guy. He just loves worms and he wants to love worms. It's so stupid. It's a stupid movie, and it has, there's some things I really don't like about it. The use of the R word, the kind of cringy Hank Azaria character. His name is Animal. He's a kind of skeezy little guy. Not a huge fan of the design of the Godzilla here, but I enjoy the movie. Oh, also the romance is really weird. The romance is so weird, and I didn't realize this the first. I remember thinking this romance was cute, and I don't know what I could have possibly been thinking, because what happened in the movie is Matthew Broderick, oh no, Broderick, what was I saying? Oh no, I lost my train of thought, oh god. Oh yeah, the romance. Okay, so what happens with the romance is Matthew Broderick is obsessed with his ex-girlfriend of many years ago, to the point that he just has like a little collage of pictures of her in his car, which, like, okay, that's up to you, but I do feel bad for you. She basically ghosted him after they had been together for a long time and were like gonna get married, I think. And then so they meet up in the movie, and the first time they see each other, he's mad. He's like, oh. And she's like, you still mad at me for ghosting you? Oh, that's kind of silly. And you know, they get back into it, they reignite the flame or whatever, but it's like really weird. Like, can you imagine someone fully ghosting you, never speaking to you, that you've been together with for like 8 years, and then they're like, why are you mad at me, bro? Very, that's a choice. Also, how Godzilla hides in New York, I don't know. Good for Godzilla, I guess, I don't know. Let's move on from that to 23, Godzilla vs. Gigan. I liked this one because it had the evil alien guys are actually cockroaches. Whoa! I like when there's like bad guys who are aliens and they actually are like a certain animal. or an insect in this case. But I was a little disappointed by the level of cockroach that you get to see in this movie. You only get like a few scenes where they reveal their cockroachy bodies, and I love those, and I wish there were more of them. I also find Gigan to not be super interesting as far as the monsters go, just not my favourite. Okay, number 22. Destroy all monsters. I have written here, is Ghidorah okay? No. Okay, I like this movie. We're getting to the good stuff here, because in this movie, King Ghidorah just gets the absolute crap beaten out of him. And that is what I love to see. Just like everybody stomping on Ghidorah's heads. That I love. That I love. He just, like, you know, I start to feel bad for King Ghidorah.
But I love violence.
He kind of just swoops in and then gets absolutely destroyed. I mean, I get he's trying to destroy things, and he's like an evil interplanetary dragon boy who just wants to, like, make freaky noises and kill. But I just feel like we should cut Ghidorah some slack. Like, he's just trying to chill. And he gets his 3 necks snapped. Poor Ghidorah. I feel bad for him. Okay, number 21. Godzilla vs. Megaguirus, the Extermination strategy. I'm not going to say that again. You're just going to enjoy that take. This is from the year 2000, so you know that it's good. In this movie, there is like a team, like a wing of people who are like gonna research and get Godzilla. They're gonna get Godzilla. They're gonna get on Godzilla, and they are called the G-Graspers, which is why this movie is not lower in the list, because I cannot resist G-Graspers. Grasp that, G-boys. That's good. That's good. That's good sci-fi writing right there. G-Graspers. Yeah. I just want you to know that in one of these Millennium movies, there is a rock. There's a CGI shifting rock. There's some good tech. There's some good tech in them as well. At one point, somebody says that a rock can store data in just like how a CD can. And that's the perfect summary of the science that goes on in the Godzilla universe. Good stuff. Alright, number 20. Godzilla vs. Megalon. I like the poster for this one. They're like standing on the Twin Towers. The thing about Megalon is he's a big bug, so I like that. Megalon frightens me. No, that's not true. I can handle Megalon. Megalon's fine. Alright, 19. Godzilla vs. Biollante. This movie gives us, 1, an incredible monster design. 2, the way the monster is created involves a ghost. I don't want to say too much, but it involves a ghost. And that leads to an incredible scene at the end. Incredible. And unfortunately, it takes this and it squanders it by making a really badly paced, uninteresting movie that does not focus quite enough on the little plant ghost queen. Like, God, it's just so, it's like one of the most inventive monster moments, and then the movie itself just isn't that great. So it's like I feel quite bittersweet about this one, because, you know, I love Biollante so much and the whole vibe, but the movie just does not do her justice, and that is a travesty. That is a crime. Number 18, Terror of Mechagodzilla. This one's fun. This one's interesting. We have a robot woman who controls Mechagodzilla and stuff. She's amazing. She's wonderful. I'd do anything for her, and there's some great shots in this movie of her shining eyes as she's communicating with Mechagodzilla, and so they do really fun stuff with the control of Mechagodzilla and how that works. I really like that. There's some good, you see, you know, robot, they really go for it with we have a robot woman, we have a Mechagodzilla, we have the beautiful high-tech world of 1975 right before our eyes. And it is good, it is good. 17, Godzilla Final Wars. This movie, okay, this is 2004. This movie is the first half of it is the most intense thing I've ever seen. Like, it feels like you're kind of having a seizure with the just amount of things that are happening and just really coming at you. It's a huge, like, sensory moment. Like, okay. And then it kind of cools off in the second half. They bring in, you know, all these different monsters. They have new metal alien guys who are just kind of, their plan's kind of stupid. They're just like, hello, we are new metal alien guys. We have seen the Matrix recently, which is why we have decided to dress so cool today. And then they're like, yeah, okay, well, we do have these monsters. This is quite far into the film. They're like, I guess we could release all the monsters that we have and just, like, let them roam the Earth and destroy stuff. That would be a good plan to, like, you know, take over Earth, right? Because that's their thing that they want to do. They want to take over Earth. So they're like, yeah, I guess we'll do that now. Sure. Yeah. This is a Godzilla film I think you should watch maybe every day in order to kind of provoke hospitalization. It's really something. I enjoy and I fear this movie. Number 16 is Godzilla from 2014. Bryan Cranston's in this movie, which is nice, and then he's not, and that's less nice. But I think this was a pretty good movie. It's pretty fun. You get some tense moments, you have some good acting, you have characters a little bit that you care about a little bit. And then, you know, Godzilla. Oh, it's Godzilla. Yeah, this is pretty good. And I enjoy that the intro, the, like, credits intro that they do is very, very, very similar to Godzilla 1998. So it feels like, oh, I'm opening up the same movie, but then you do not have Matthew Broderick and you do not have that strange design Godzilla. Number 15, Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. Okay, I mean, it's Space Godzilla. There's a Godzilla in space who is just, like, attached to a rock. He like, is the rock. And, you know, so he's an asteroid hurtling down to space. He's also bright purple, so, I mean, good for him. And, yeah, so we get, like, it's good. That's a movie, and I like it. I think they should do a sequel to this, where there's just, like, a Godzilla on every space rock. There's just so many Godzillas of different sizes and colours, and they are coming. I can't resist Godzilla is on an asteroid crystal thing and he's coming to Earth right now. I can't resist that. I cannot resist that. Number 14, Godzilla vs. Ghidorah. This movie, oh my god. I think this is one of the most important Godzilla movies to watch. If you've never seen any Godzilla movies, this should be pretty high up there. It's the most, like, interestingly shot because it has this kind of 60s art film kind of vibe, and it has this incredible environmentalism storyline where Ghidorah is like the personification of grime and gloop and waste, and Ghidorah is coming to destroy. Also, Ghidorah transforms into different forms and looks so cool. Very cool design, just a sludgy creature. One thing that did ruin my enjoyment of the movie, though, was learning that the director wanted to give Ghidorah a slightly vaginal look. Anyway, so knowing that has caused me psychic damage, but Ghidorah is an incredible movie. Very, very interesting movie. But yeah, if you like sludge, you're gonna love Love hetera. Number 13, Mothra vs. Godzilla. This is just a great movie with Mothra. Mothra's there. We get to see Big Egg, which is always my favorite thing to see. Big Egg turns up, and people are like, oh, Big Egg. That's cool. Anyway, Mothra and Godzilla fight, it's really good. This is one of the best. It's good. 12, Invasion of Astro Monster. This really does a lot. It wouldn't be so high, but there's just things in it that I love so much. So, some aliens abduct Godzilla in order to, so they say, fight Ghidorah, who's menacing their own planet. And so we get these really funny scenes of them, like, having Godzilla in a bubble. Honestly, anytime Godzilla is, like, lifted up by people or aliens, it's my favorite thing of all time. Like, Godzilla just being lifted up in this bubble, and he's, like, chilling in there. They bring him to their planet, and then they're like, oh, no, wait, we were stealing him for our own nefarious reasons, and they're evil aliens. It's so funny every time there's aliens in a Godzilla movie. You're like, okay, you're bad guys, I guess. There's no... They keep trying to trick humans and be like, yeah, we're nice. We'll help you. We're really cool. But it's never true. Godzilla also falls off a cliff in this movie, so for that reason alone, it's gotta be fairly high up in the list. Number 11 is Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. So this is the first time we see Ghidorah in the series. Ghidorah appears, and I fell so in love with him immediately. His three beautiful heads bobbing along, the noise he makes is so good. I love it. Ghidorah suffers. Good movie. Number 10, interestingly, I have put Godzilla, the 1954 original, at number 10. Which feels kind of rude because it's really, I mean, it's such a classic. It's incredible. It has this like incredible thread of questions that it's running with. It's philosophical, it's beautiful, it's just a wonderful movie. I put others higher than it because they simply entertain me more, I guess, but it's also in its own way a number one in my heart. I mean, it's so thoughtful, it's so interesting. Godzilla in this movie is just a murky kind of force who has so much gravitas, and there's some scenes that are really just genuinely harrowing, you know, from a character kind of perspective. It's really something. And I love 𝓉𝒽𝒾𝓈. What an incredible character 𝓉𝒽𝒾𝓈 is, in his gorgeous eye patch. And you know, this movie asks the question, should we blast out the oxygen from a large area? I'm gonna say yes. It's dark, it's sad, it's beautiful. Wow, gorgeous movie. 9, Godzilla vs. Mothra. Not to be confused with Mothra vs. Godzilla that I put at number 13. This is the 1992 movie, and you know what? It just gives us an incredible Mothra. It gives us a very fuzzy Mothra. Mothra, am I right? She is real. Really, this is mostly based on just how fuzzy she is. I also watched 3 spin-off movies that were the 90s Mothra Trilogy, and they are honestly some of my favorites because they're really stupid. They're really silly. They have like a little flying goth woman who is the sister of the Mothra twins, who we see in many Mothra movies. Mothra has these 2 twins who communicate for her. They're very small. They're very little. That's all you need to know. They're small. But yeah, she's so fuzzy. She does some good stuff. She's very cute. That's all. Number 8, Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All-Out Attack, 2001. Okay, this movie is so entertaining. Okay, at one point Mothra saves a dog from some like comically evil teenagers, and for that alone, like, For that alone, I had to rank it high because that moment is one of my favorite things from the whole Godzilla canon. One of my favorite, Mothra's like, oh, you don't hurt dogs. And it's just great. Also, the music for this one is very cool. This one just has like a great atmosphere to it. It's really well filmed. Number 7, Godzilla vs. Kong. I watched this fairly early in my Godzilla journey, and I really had a good time. I love the Mechagodzilla in it. I like the kids in it. I like the people. I like the weird gravity place that they take Kong to. I like this movie. It's fun. Every moment is like, what's that? Whoa! That's how I felt the whole movie, so I was like, yes. Number 6, Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, 1991. This movie, I've written on my list, hey, what the hell? That's all I've written about it. So, in this movie, it turns out that there's time travel. Okay, there's time travel. There's so much. So there's time travel. They create King Ghidorah by just accidentally leaving some 3 little gremlin things in the past, and then they become King Ghidorah, which just incredible. Just like, okay. There's like a dinosaur who's a normal dinosaur who becomes Godzilla because of problems, and there's a fast guy. There's a really fast man, and he is the greatest person alive. That's all. That's all. Number 5. Okay, top 5. Get ready for this. Get ready for this. This is the peak. Number 5, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, 1974. So the first time you see Mechagodzilla. And in this movie, we have aliens who are actually like chimps. They're chimps. When they get harmed or they die, their chimp faces get revealed. Someone launches right off a boat into the sea. It's really great. It's really great. Mechagodzilla is incredible. It's good. It's so good. Number 4, The Return of Godzilla, 1984. Okay, this one is really good. Like, they went for a moody thing with this, which is it's so interesting to come off the like 60s and 70s extremely goofy, colorful, silly stuff, and then you get The Return of Godzilla, which has all this like fieriness, this like darkness, and then the Prime Minister like cries because they had to like deal with Godzilla, and it's sad. There's a volcano in this one. Godzilla has to get thrown into that volcano. That's what makes the Prime Minister cry. It's just so like, it's great. It really builds that atmosphere. It's dark. Yeah, Godzilla returns, and it's really, really something. Okay. Number 3, King Kong vs. Godzilla. Okay, there is blackface in this one, and in a few other movies, like especially the ones that feature Mothra. There's like the natives would like not to see that, but aside from that, I really, really liked this movie. You know what, I love King Kong. I love King Kong's goofy face. They lift King Kong in the air at one point with balloons, which is one of my favorite things I've ever seen, and I just really I love King Kong and Godzilla's interactions. Like when they fight, they just they have the air of like an old married couple kind of, and then King Kong is just like, oh god, I can't take more of this, and just kind of leaves. It's just a really fun, just a fun movie. Aside from, as I mentioned, the blackface. That's bad. I would say, let's not have that. Let's not have that. But let's have King Kong. Number 2, Son of Godzilla. Okay, this just, you know what? I love it more than anything in this world. This is all about Godzilla having a child that he mostly does not really want to deal with, but he's kind of just stuck dealing with it. And there's also Big Spider. I just love this movie. It's so goofy and cute. And also, like, the ending actually made me feel real emotion about the Godzilla and Godzilla's child relationship. It's so it's quite sweet. It's really a goofy one, and I think you can tell by my inclusion of Son of Godzilla and King Kong vs. Godzilla that I am a huge fan of the peak of the goof. The peak of goofiness. Just so good. Okay, but also to completely deviate from that, here is my number one. It is Shin Godzilla. And the note I have in my list here is just Jesus Christ. You can't see that, don't worry about it. I love everything about this movie. It's like a perfect movie. It first of all takes the feeling of the original Godzilla movie from 1954, and it's really the only other movie in the series that is really trying to do the same thing in terms of the feeling of the movie, the use of the bureaucracy in the storyline. You see a lot of, the government trying to figure out what to do, and it is really, really well shot, well paced. The effects are incredible. They used a lot of practical effects in this movie, and you can really, really tell because it just has this like great grounded feeling. Some of the shots are really great. There's a wonderful shot of it's from below, and it's like you see Godzilla's tail like sweeping around above, and that's just, it has such a great sense of scale that really makes it you feel the real awe of Godzilla, coming into the city, whereas so many Godzilla movies, it's like, it's interesting how they portray Godzilla coming into the city in different ways, and in this movie you really feel it because of the way it's shot, the way that you see kind of larger shots of very specific areas and different angles, and you really like feel the daunting feeling of Godzilla approaching. Also Godzilla at first is like a weird little watery eel kind of guy. He kind of looks like a moray eel. I really, really love the like gross design of Godzilla in this movie and the way it changes, and it's just wonderful. It's just a wonderful movie. It really like has a spooky feel to it, an atmosphere. It's like almost a bit scary to see Godzilla, and it's fascinating to see that happen 50 years later, because the original movie, it treats Godzilla as a scary being, a scary spooky creature. It treats Godzilla as a natural disaster and gives it the gravity that you would give a natural disaster, and Shin Godzilla does the same thing, and most other Godzilla movies don't really do that. They're just like, big man coming. I love Shin Godzilla. It's not even my favourite Godzilla movie, but it's one of my favourite movies ever, and it is in my top 4 on Letterboxd right now, so that's how you know the truth and the reality of Godzilla. So that's all of my sweet, sweet opinions on the Godzilla movies. I hope that you feel compelled to leave me an angry comment because you love, what did I write last? Oh, the anime movies. You love the anime movies. You love the sex scene in the 3rd anime movie, and you need to tell me. Yeah, let me know your favourite Godzilla film and why. And if you have never watched a Godzilla film, do it. Do it now. Just watch one of them. Okay? Just give a little, check them out. Anyway, get a bunny, maybe. Check out that link in the description, and I'll leave my ranking of all the Godzilla movies in the description so you can see that if you want to. Okay. Bye. Respect Godzilla, please. Subscribe to my channel. Godzilla is coming. He's gonna bite my ass. Godzilla is coming. He's going pretty fast. Godzilla is coming. He's gonna go, go, go. Godzilla is coming. Well, what do you know? This is my end. Goodbye, my friend. We had a good run. Now I gotta run along because Godzilla is coming. He's gonna bite my butt. Godzilla is coming. That's the way it goes. Godzilla is coming. He's gonna squish my body. Godzilla is coming. And I know it's what I deserve. I know it's what I deserve. To get crushed by a big lizard. That's the way it was always gonna go. I know it's what I need. I'm gonna die. So it's goodbye. 'Cause Godzilla's